Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our live stream. The shows, we're back to our usual slot, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon West Coast, Pacific. So every day, except for Sunday. Sunday's optional, sometimes on Sunday, but so catch me at that time every day until something else happens. So welcome. The link is pinned. The panel is open. Come on up. I hope y'all had a good Monday, good Memorial Day, and hope the week's been good to you so far. Let's do a prompt. I don't think there's much going on in the world. Oh, hang on. All right. A prompt for today. Oh, I think it's still stuck on the Memorial Day loop. Let me get a different one. There. Oh, it's starting to repeat some of its prompts. No. Oh, this might be a good one. About control. That's something we could spend more time talking about on here than we do. What do people do when they want control without being seen as controlling? Or another way to ask this are, what are some of the less obvious ways that people attempt to exert control without it perhaps looking like control? So forms of control. All right. That'll be our prompt to chew on for a little while. Y'all know me. I don't like being controlled at all. Highly sensitive to it. At the same time, I can be a control freak. I'm discovering. I'm not used to seeing myself that way, but I am becoming aware of a streak of that in me. And I don't know. I guess when I'm being controlling, I do it the obvious way. So it's obvious I'm attempting to exert control. I guess maybe control is a bad way of describing it. More like I'm a very dominant person. I'm way more of a dominant person than I'm aware of being. And a lot of times that has the effect of control on situations, environments, people. So maybe that's one way, just like a quiet dominance. But then other ways, I notice attention. People can try to shift attention to themselves or other people. People can control conversations or try to. They can attempt to manipulate and control emotions. Again, I think those are more overt. A lot of There's a lot of passive control where it doesn't look like you're controlling, but you're nudging here and there, or you're maybe playing on sympathy or victimhood a little more than natural. So I guess things like that are all come to mind off the top of my head. First thoughts. And then why do they want control? Because I'm not a person that naturally wants control. I don't like to tell other people what to do. I don't like to make decisions for other people. I don't like to determine what people should be doing at any given. I like them to do all that for themselves because I believe that's adulthood. That's when you're adult, you make those choices and decisions for your own self. That's part of adulthood. And so I have no desire to interfere with that. There's nothing I necessarily want or need people around me to do. Unless it's a specific situation like a job and I'm in charge of making sure some kind of work gets done, then I'll need them to do specific things in specific times, etc. So I'm always suspicious of why people even want, like, yeah, even if you're trying to control, why are you trying to control? What is your motive? What are you up to? What is your agenda? Why do people want that power? And for some people, I think it's just instinctive. But for me, I'm very conscious of it, and I don't like being in positions of authority or dominance or even leadership a lot of times. I'm an action person. I like to just do. Show me what to do and then get out of my way and let me do it. Let me execute. Let me produce. So that's what I'm good at, and that's what I like doing. So I'm not a natural control. I know I said I was a control freak and a dominant person, but that doesn't mean I enjoy control or that I seek it out. And as somebody who fiercely does not like being controlled, I definitely am aware of I know what it's like in me. I don't want to be that for other people either. I like egalitarianism. I like when everybody's more or less equal and we're all trying to figure it out as equals. We're kind of on the same level, the same team. So to me, control starts to change that. It starts to move it into some kind of hierarchy where some people are getting some kind of advantage from the control over others. Nancy, hello. Yeah, no, I don't do that. And there was a lot of things the school wanted us to do more of, like dress code. I didn't worry about dress code at all. I didn't pay attention to how the kids dressed. I didn't pay attention to what t-shirts they had on. We were supposed to look at all that and watch that and the length of their skirts. All I didn't care how they looked. I wanted them to come in, sit in their desk, get ready to learn. That's it. That was a whole layer I never paid attention to. But all the other teachers would be sending kids home for dress code this and dress code that. And I was not interested in any of that. I didn't want to have to do that stuff. I wanted to do the educational part, the presenting the information, discussing, asking and answering questions, leading dialogues, that kind of stuff. Every now and then, because I taught a lot of junior high, I would have to intervene with junior high drama. And sometimes that would spill over from class to class to class, like whatever the different was going on with the different cliques or who was fighting with who. Sometimes it would like play out in class, and I'd have to figure out the background behind that so I could figure out what to do about it in class. But that's as far as it went, really. Outside of that, outside of the specifically educational needs of the kids, I didn't worry about behavior unless it was disruptive. If they were disrupting the class, I just sent them to the dean's office because I needed the other kids to be able to learn. Close either, but yeah, it was. I taught that age because I remember that age. I remember being junior high or middle school, and that is when all the chemicals are going off everywhere in the body, and they were very energetic, and getting them in learning mode, like transitioning them from either coming back from lunch or just between classes. Because a lot of times they were seeing their friends, because it's the time where you switch classes all day long, so you're in class with different people. Sometimes my class was the first time they were seeing their friends for the day, and so they would all catch up as much as they could and talk and chat and everything before the class started. Sometimes they resisted. I got a desk thrown at me for trying to start class, like getting this girl to be quiet. And she wasn't having it that day. And she picked up her desk. This is one of those big modern desks that were big with the big surface. And she picked it up and she threw it. She was like She-Hulk. And I was behind my podium. It hit my podium and it knocked the podium backwards, and I like shifted out of the way. So yeah, you have to be very careful about trying to calm these kids down. School uniforms in Ireland. I was always against uniforms because of the self-expression thing, especially at that age. I think it's important to play with different looks, different hairstyles, hair colors when you're exploring and trying to find your baseline identity. I mean, I had fun with that kind of stuff. I wasn't really a dresser in school, like high school. Definitely not a junior. I wore whatever my mom brought home from the dollar store or hand me downs, or a lot of hand me ups because my younger brothers would send their stuff upward to me. So I wore a lot of secondhand and a lot of dollar store, whatever was in the closet. I didn't even pay. I don't even think I coordinated. I just grabbed whatever shirt and pants, put on my body, walked out the door. I did not care about clothes or fashion. I wasn't there to talk to anybody anyway. I didn't want people to interact with me. If I looked weird and goofy because of the way I dress, even better. That means they were going to leave me alone even more. So I definitely was not like expression focused most of my school career. Oh my God, you had a. Oh, yeah. Dang. Yeah, you don't see it coming. Not especially when it comes from like kids you wouldn't normally expect. That's why I'm always saying, like anybody can be violent. I don't think any human is immune from the potential for violence. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, self-expression, like uniforms. Oh my God. Dang. What happened to the kid? And our schools were very scared of parents because a lot of the a lot of the school board decisions were sometimes voted on or made by like the parents had a lot of input, and so they were always trying to placate the parents and keep the parents happy, and they hated having to call parents about anything. So anytime anything happened with a kid, they always tried to solve it in a way that avoided having to call the parents. And I'm like, no, that you need to. That is your job. That is part of your job as deans of discipline to communicate with the parent of what is going on with this kid at school. Do your job. And so they would always like try to make deals with me of, well, what if we do this, this, and this with the kid, and then we won't call his parents? I wonder because he was nonverbal autistic. I wonder where he ended up. Maybe a different school. I doubt juvie, but we did have kids that ended up there. Oh, I know. Some of them wanted me to. Some of the parents would give me their personal cell numbers. And this is the day before cell phone. Like I didn't even have a cell phone. And they'd be like, "You call me. If they give you any trouble, you call me. Here's my number. You call me in the middle of class." I'm like, "Okay." And I would tell the kid too. I'd be like, your mama gave me her number and told me to call her." And that usually was the best um like discipline mechanism for the kids than almost anything else is the parents. Getting the parents involved. Some of them didn't care, but a lot of the minute she threatened to bring in the parents, they would snap into place like that. And then parent teacher conferences too. I was not scared of parents at all. I my issue was I couldn't get parents involved enough. I was trying to get them more involved. So anytime they wanted to have a conference and sit down and talk about their kids' progress in the classroom, I was there. I would have done parent teacher conferences with all of them if I could. And but the school that scared the school. Every time the parents wanted to talk to a teacher and have a conference about their kid, they assumed it was something negative and they were worried about like the parents are unhappy. But the biggest partnership I had was the parents. That's the I can only do so much in the classroom, and for a lot of them it was less than an hour a day with me, and the rest of it had to happen at home. And if they didn't have the support at home, then they were on their own. So I needed that parent as an ally for the home when I'm not around, like for the rest of the learning process. What amazed me was how yeah, I didn't really have any rude. Of course, I was only there 3 years, but I had some that wanted to fight. Every one of them almost wanted to tell me how much of an angel their kid was and how whatever's going on, it couldn't be their kid. It had to be all these other 100 factors, but their kid. And then I had to help make them aware of their kid's role in all of it. And yes, your kid did have a role in this. Um, but one of them, this kid was like I think he ended up in juvie. He was like a known discipline problem. He had a record, everything, and I had to send him out of class more than once. And the mom wanted a conference with me, and she wanted to fight. She was ready to fight, and I'm like, she knows her kid's a behavior issue and has been long before I even got here. And I'm like, Yeah, I'll meet with her. I'll tell her anything she wants to know about my experience with her kid. And I was ready, and the school was like all scared of her, and they're like, "Well, if you need help, if you want people in there, we can get other." I'm like, "No, I'm not scared to meet with this lady. I don't have a problem meeting with her." And she ended up canceling that morning. She forgot she had a doctor's appointment. Never rescheduled. Oh yeah, the T. Yeah, I'm familiar with those. My first day in the classroom, because you'll get almost no training. You get like a week of classroom training. I mean, training with you sitting in a classroom being taught things, but not hands-on training. And then my very first day was Halloween day in 2000 something. And it was a junior high school, so I had like an English class the whole day. And I was just thrown in on my own. I just showed up in the class. I was the only adult in the classroom. I had to teach these kids, and it was Halloween. None of them was focused on learning. It was candy and costumes and Halloween party. And I kind of liked it. It was like a kind of like a chaos where it transitioned me into the job, but I didn't have to do it as seriously as I would if it was just a regular school day. So it was kind of a fun first day. And then that's it. Like everything I know about teaching, I learned from showing up in different classrooms every day and different schools and different groups of kids and learning how to manage a classroom and engage their attention and ensure that they're learning. Because as a teacher, you can't just get up there and talk. You have to make sure they are like processing and retaining the information before you move on or get too far ahead. And if they're not, you have to figure out why not and how to adjust for that. No, that was about one of your students? Oh my God. Wait, hang on. I'm looking it up now. The 57 bus. Oh, we got a surprise visitor. Oh, good. I've been needing to talk to this person. Oh my God. Oh, wait. Another main sky. Hang on. Can we see a little more blue? Oh, you're in your car. I'm glad you're here because we need you in our game that we're starting. We need you to be a lobster person. It's set
What
in
game?
Maine. It's some Fallout, and there's these
Okay.
giant mutant crabs that come out of the ocean, and like the men on the fisher boat help to fight them. I'm like, we need Leggy as part of this,
We just
so
need
we
a
want to
we
make
just need
sure
a giant lobster.
they have one. It's like a giant radioactive crawfish, the main crawfish. What are you up to, or what have you been up to, and where are you going?
Oh, I ain't going nowhere. I'm home. I'm just sitting outside. My kid's outside playing, so I'm outside
Oh, okay.
while she's outside.
Sitting in your car. Sitting in the car.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Well,
got a
what's
nice
been
day
new?
of weather.
And
Well,
yeah, it looks
oh, it's
gorgeous
nice
up there.
today,
What's
but
the
we'll probably go
temperature?
back to a week of. We'll get one day of nice weather and probably a week of shit weather.
Oh. What crustacean world? What have you been up to? The usual.
Work, work, school events. That's about it.
Mm. Do you work more in the summer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nicer weather. Of course I do.
well,
Help you do
good.
what? Oh, you want me to open it? Hold on. There you go. It's open. Oh,
Is it
your
normal?
mother's inside somewheres.
Is it normal to them that their dad is just sitting in the car talking on the phone?
I mean, I said, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's outside playing, so
Your
I
car
played
looks.
Nerf guns with her for a while.
Oh my God, Nerf guns. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes up for it. If my dad played Nerf gun with me, he could sit in the car for a while.
yeah,
Your car looks like it's I don't know, Jesus is touching it or something. It has all this spiritual light coming out of it,
yeah.
like a church commercial.
What? Yeah, no, not doing much. Caught a couple halibut. That was nice.
Oh, did you cook them?
Huh?
Did you cook them?
No, we sold them.
Oh, okay. You
$9
sell
pound.
them
Hold
to
on, let's see if I
Linda?
get a picture. I think I got a picture. Hold on. Edit avatar. Let's see. What can I do? Photo library.
We need that logo in our Fallout game too.
Yeah, look at that fish
Wait,
jet.
that's from yesterday? I mean from this week?
Nah, that was from like
What the
last
hell
Friday.
is that?
That's a halibut.
What? How much did you
See?
get for it?
It was 51 inches and it was 48 pounds at $9 a pound. So whatever 48 times 9 is. Like a
Like,
little over 400 bucks.
yeah, 400 something.
Yeah.
Dang, that was worth
Yeah.
it, huh? How
Yeah.
long
Then
did it take you to catch?
we caught two the other day. One about that same size and then a little bit smaller. So fun times. That's fun when you catch these motherfuckers.
I want to go lobster fish now. It looks like a good
Oh
career.
yeah. Dude, I loved it.
I don't know if I'd be good at it though. Not very coordinated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was fun time, man. Fun time. Fucking love it, man. Yeah, so what's been going on with you?
Oh, not much. What's happening tonight? What are y'all
Uh
eating?
my kid got my kid's got a sports banquet tonight. So
Oh,
the wife's gonna go to that.
where is dad? You're not going? He'll be back, folks. Speaking of kids. That's good though. I want people to prioritize parenting over this thing. This is for leisure time. Your kids need you. Those years go by fast.
I'll be back. I gotta go help find fucking an outfit. Jesus Christ. Like I know where everything is.
It's fun. Okay.
Oh
Use your
fuck.
best gay sense. All right. Oh, picking out outfit. You could have taken us along. We could have helped. All right. We do fashion here, don't we? I don't know. Well, if y'all want, we can I'll throw the prompt back in and see what else we can do with it. People that want control without being seen as controlling. People that try to control and manipulate things but not overtly, not obviously. How much do y'all control on a daily basis, like intentionally? Because I don't really try to control. I control myself and my environment. Like I'm constantly adjusting for my immediate needs around me. And I just assume other people are doing that for themselves. So I don't really monitor that for other people unless it's interfering or affecting what I'm trying to do with me. So that's about all I try to control throughout the day. And unless, like I said, I'm in a role where it requires me to exert some kind of control over people to get something done. Your cat control, they do. No, I'm not kidding. Those animals are good. They have a power. I don't know how they, and here's the thing about them. They're worse than an ex. I know that they're doing it, and I still can't stop myself from obeying. Like even though the process is transparently clear to me. I know I'm being manipulated by the cat. I know that it knows exactly what it's doing, and it still works every time. I have no defense against it. Like I have control over the things in my life mostly that I feel like I need to have control over to live the life that I want to live. And that's, I mean, I'm not aiming for anything more than that. That's pretty much what I want from life. And so as long as I have that, I don't need to control stuff outside of that. Elections, like I attempt to influence the political outcome, and but I'm just one vote. I don't even really try to control what happens on here unless we're doing something very specific, like a game or something. Georgie has yes, I know. I know about those cat spells. I don't even know how they do it. The universe controls us. We are the universe. We're all its bitches. But if that's true, if the universe controls us, on all of us, then the universe has us fighting each other and hating each other and like doing all kind of disharmonious things together on the planet toward each other. So it could have us living a completely different way. If so, I guess the universe, but it does that with animals too. They fight each other. So maybe conflict and warfare, the state of war, the state of nature, is the default state. That's why that's one reason I like civilization so much, because I think that's one of the things that lifts us out of that, and it's so valuable. But it's dynamic. It requires ongoing participation and maintenance. In the kink world, this is called topping from the bottom, where the sub or the bottom attempts to influence the scene instead of the actual dom. And then the dom kind of reads the cues off the sub and adjusts the scene to the sub's fantasy. So I guess that's another way to answer the question. But what are your thoughts on control and all the little ways people might not notice other people controlling, attempting to control, acting, gossip? I don't know, because like I said, if I'm at the point where I need to control something, I'm probably just going to overtly take control. Like, all right, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I recommend the rest of you do, but here's definitely what I'm doing. We control nature a lot now instead of nature controlling us or universe controlling it. Nature controlling nature. Oh, who? Which one? On YouTube? Like panel tyrants? I'm a this is a tyranny, by the way. I don't know if y'all know. It's as though they wake up and then want to think who. Nancy, what happened? What's the story behind that? Because on YouTube, it's hard to control. Like people can just leave the panel or leave the chat. They how do they keep the person in their spell? I know. In fact, I have been on panels before where people try to control me, and I zipped off like that. Just teleported right on out of there. And a lot of there's a dynamic where there's also people that want to be controlled, and so a lot of times they can find if they find the right control freak, it creates this little happy dysfunctional pairing where it works for everybody involved. Oh no, you have to name names. Is it is it any channels I know? Probably. It sounds like some of them. All right. Well, you could tell me privately. Your girlfriend. Oh, that's another. Yeah, sex is control or attraction. Gives you some kind of power over somebody that you can use as control without it maybe being obvious. Because a lot of times in a relationship, there's always like one person that's more into it than the other person. And so there's maybe the feeling that that person has to work a little harder or do a little more of the compromising to keep the person that's less invested. So that gives that person a little bit of more control over the relationship. Are you whipped? Is that what you're saying? Prince wrote a song about that. P control. Pussy control. Pussy control. And I guess there's the guy version. For some people, it's boob control too. I hear those are very powerful. Does she wear? Is she girl boss? Like where? That's I noticed that a lot, especially up here, where the girl is the dominant person in the relationship. A lot of relationships back home too, with the women I grew up with, they're very dominant. I grew up with a lot of dominant women, a lot of alpha women, alpha females, and they run their households, they run their husbands, they run their kids. They are the one everything goes through, not the dad, not the male. And there's a version of that up here too that I see a lot, where the guy is always deferring to the female to make the decisions. And sometimes it's just how the natural complementarity falls. And sometimes it's easier to see with gay people or same sex couples. Because Mike and I had natural kind of roles we fell into, but they weren't gender lines. He just happened to be good at certain types of things, and I was good at the other types of things. So together we made a full team, a full pair, and we worked really well together. A list of 10 good places. Oh, she's trying to get you out of Oakland? What's going on there? A lot of places they're in control now. Up here, there's a lot of female in general, and I give everyone a chance. I've worked under males that were terrible leaders. I've worked under females that were fantastic leaders that I would follow to this day. But in general, I do better under males with power than females with power. But not always. So that's why I give it. I do test. I do it on an individual basis. Wow, what kind of girlfriend do you have? I want to know more about her. When I find when women are in control, they have different priorities and emphasis than when men are in control, and they're not the same priorities and emphases as I have. And men are more aligned with my natural priorities and where I would place importance. So there's more of a natural compatibility with me when I'm under a man in charge than a woman in charge. They're focused on all kind of little things that I'm not even worried about. And I'm trying to focus on all kind of things that I consider important that they're not worried about. So there's like a mismatch in style or approach. But again, there have been many exceptions. And I find in general, again with exceptions, the autism thing, the neurodivergence, the whatever weird impression I make on people tends to be more of a thing with women that they have a hard time getting past than men. A lot of men can like adjust and just look past, and again focus on the other stuff, the what I consider the real stuff. And women get really thrown by that ambient peripheral stuff, the vibe stuff. And I've talked about that before on here many multiple times. Well, what? Yeah, why? Don't move if you like Oakland. Oakland. Stay where you're happy. Um, that's probably good advice. Probably with anybody. If you can help, if you can avoid conflict. The problem is when you end up in the fights like me and you don't even know how they happened. Um, yes, I wish I had this ability. I don't necessarily pick fights with women. More like I'm being my natural self, and then somehow women and I start fighting over something because of it. But I am not out to antagonize women at all. If that's what y'all think, it just happens all on its own. Again, because I feel like they focus on things that are not even my attention window. And then they have really negative reactions about it, that like anxiety and all kind of stuff. And I don't know what to tell them. All right. Where are we at? I'll keep it going till the top of the hour. And then if we don't get a panel, we will do it again tomorrow because I am here every day now, 3 p.m. East Coast, noon West Coast. Oh, well, you said that's power though. If I were a woman in a traditional relationship where it felt like the man controlled everything, to me, housework would be the one domain where I felt like I have the power here. They don't know anything about the housework. I master it. I have the knowledge of it, the skill, everything. Back off. This is my area of control. Housework. What a great way to take control without it being obvious. Oh my! I'm. You have me more and more intrigued about this girlfriend. I want to meet her. Tell her to come on the show. Um, I know with Mike. Mike loved housework. He it relaxed him. He really enjoyed cleaning, like taking time to deep clean a house. And so every time I went on my hikes or my camping trips and he had the house to himself for a day, he would take the opportunity to clean, and it really like reset him. And so he was the master of everything house related, household, cooking, kitchen, cleaning, all that stuff. And it's not necessarily because as control, it's just because he was so good at it, and he was like, he actually got joy from it and pleasure. And I was good at a lot of other stuff that he absolutely hated, like interfacing with humans and telephone, because he was deaf. And so I did all the stuff that was very draining and taxing to him. Um, so sometimes it's like I guess my point is sometimes it's like a positive. It's not necessarily nefarious that some person's ended up with the housework. Sometimes it's because that's truly what works out for both people in a good way. Wait, let's see. It works. You waited. Like to see if he would do it himself. Did you tell him, like, hey, clean up? I need your help to clean. I can't do all the cleaning. Clean up this. You need to help out. And with Mike, I would have told if he had asked me to do any of it. In fact, I tried several times. He's one of these people that if he's gonna have it done right, he has to be the one to do it. If it's gonna get done like he wants it done, and it's better to just let him do it. That way, it gets done exactly like he wants. And so every time I try to help, he would insist on, "No, let me do it because that way I know just how I want it done." And so there was almost no area I could carve out that he didn't want to do himself the way he wanted it done. And so I'm like, oh, I had to almost fight to help do housework. He was like, no, 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 I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. But if he had asked me at any time, hey, can you help with this part of the housework? I would have jumped to it. I would have absolutely. We're a team. I'm happy to do my part. So I make a good husband. Yo, I don't mind helping out with the housework. I really am I think I am a team player when it's the right team. When I'm well integrated, um, the vibe is aligned, the values are aligned, the goal, the communication, all the important pieces. I know I have a reputation for being difficult to work with, but that's really, if you pay attention to the pattern, it's only with certain types of people. Oh, Nancy, that's a good tip. Did it work? An unattractive house cleaner, a gay house cleaner. I I don't really have a problem with sex or sexual compatibility because I don't stay long term with people that I'm not sexually compatible with. So usually that gets worked out very early in the relationship, and then just continues, like whatever like however you set it, whatever your pace and routine and pattern is. Wait, what? He had a girlfriend? Man, we need to do an X episode because I want to hear. I mean, a dating episode. I want to hear about John's girlfriend, this ninja girl boss, and I want to hear about this guy that Nancy was with. These are stories that might help people. Because relationship, if you look at how many people do you know that are actually in healthy, good, positive, long-term, lasting relationships? I mean, I know some, but a lot of people are in messed up relationships. That seems to be almost a norm, and stay in them and don't know how to get out of them, don't know how to navigate them, and don't know how to be happy without them. And I've been in a few. Part of life, I think, just the art of living successfully is learning people, learning yourself and other people and who you fit with, who you don't fit with, what you bring as a person, what your needs are as a all of that, and how to match. It's like chemical elements and which ones make the good compounds and which ones don't. Which one's going to blow up the lab? And I think you get better and better as you get older, but also the more experience with lots of different types of people you can get. Oh, okay. So it has a happy ending. 39th. Wow. Nancy, you have a lot of wisdom. Well, I don't know. Anything we want to wind down with? Looks like I'll be wrapping up here soon. And if there's ever a specific two things, if there's ever a three things, four things, okay. If there's ever a specific topic you want me to talk about, hit me up on Discord, drop it in the comments, email me through my website. If you ever want to come on as a guest and present your own topic, or talk about something specific, or tell a story, or whatever, like do a one-on-one, not a panel, but you featuring whatever you want to talk about, that's also an option. Number 3, we're recruiting for this Fallout game, and Moose is doing some AI graphics and AI video teasers and trailers, and we're play testing the game. It's going to be driven by AI. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to be part of that, get with us, because we need to run you through the character creation bot so you can create a character. It's going to be very easy and streamlined. Number 4, I already forgot. And number 5 is Snohomish Podcast Network. There's a local network of people like me, YouTubers, podcasters, content creators, that are trying to grow their audience, share audience, feature local content, etc. So if you're around here, or if you just want to like more interesting people to watch and listen to, check them out. Snohomish Podcast Network. And I guess that's all I have today. But I'm going to hang out here until the hour. I had one other thing to say. Also, guess what else is coming up? Because we have Pride. You know, Pride is like in a few days, Pride Month. So there's going to be all kind of Pride events. But guess what else is happening here, where I am, in a few weeks? We have the World Cup coming here. So it's going to get crazy up in here. There's so much going on, or there's going to be so much going on when that happens and the build up to it. So between that and Pride, there may be a lot of in-person events that I can get to over the next few weeks. The farmers markets are starting. I'd like to do some hiking, get some trail footage. I'd love to do some camping. My woman, my women. Um, is that where they run around and kick the ball? Like there's a net. I think they wear shoes with spikes on them. I tried to play that in PE. I think that's when they took me out of PE. Cuz we had it in PE class and I didn't get to play very long. Yeah. My problem with not only playing sports but watching sports is I don't really know what I'm looking at. It's just a bunch of things moving around on the screen. I can't follow what's going on in the game. And people have taught me football at least 100 times. And every time I sit in front of a football game, I still don't know what I'm looking at. I know they're trying to like run the ball. At first, I thought it was to get the ball between the poles, but no, that's just a field goal, intercept, a field goal. So that's what the poles are for. But the main goal is to run the ball across the line at the end, the line on the grass, the end zone. Is that what it's called? How do I know this? I don't think I do know this. And then you run. The person has the ball and they run it as far as they can until they get tackled. Or sometimes they throw it to someone else and then they run it, that kind of stuff. So you got to follow the ball and what's happening with the ball. Took me forever to grasp that. Golf, I can't even stay awake enough to watch a round of golf. That has got to be some of the most coma inducing television. That and fishing, the fishing shows. Growing up, they used to be on a boat and it was quiet. It was like there was no music or sound. It was just like them on the boat with a camera. And they cast the line over and they'd show the line in the water and it would jiggle and wait for the fish and all of that growing up. Golf and fishing. Be this. Yeah, I would do it for that. I would do it for like team building, community boosting, get into the spirit. Um, uh, we used to have pep rallies growing up where they'd let us out of class for the games and you go in the gym and the cheerleaders would put on a show and you could wear like different spirit colors to school that day. We did stuff like that and that was kind of fun mainly because you got out of class. Poker shows, except when I discovered celebrity poker, me and Mike used to watch that because a lot of them we love reality TV and it was like a reality game show. And watch it because the reason that was interesting because you already knew the people. And so you were getting to see an extra side of them that you didn't see from their movies. If it was just strangers playing poker, it would have been much less interesting. And so I did get into celebrity poker for a little while and like in a activated way where I was glued to the TV, fascinated. Yeah. They, well, I mean, I guess they were okay. You sat on the bleachers and you watched them do cheers. But compared to like a normal school day, that was definitely a blast. I don't remember if we had a mascot or not. I don't think we did. Like an actual we had a mascot. We had like a symbol, but I don't think we had an actual person that had a costume. But maybe we did. I don't know. I didn't go to the. I think I went to one game. I don't even remember why. And I didn't even sit in the bleachers. I hung out under the bleachers and by the concession stand, and I talked to the people working at the concession because I had no interest in sitting on the bleacher watching a football game. So I was looking for things to do. I was restless. Casino games? You mean like the real ones? Well, I lived in Vegas for 8 years, and get this, I went to crap school for about 2 days. The casinos back home, they give you free. They have like free casino training. You could do blackjack, craps, all kind of, and learn to be a dealer because they're wanting to hire all the time. And so you could go and take these free, train to be like a craps dealer. And I took the class and I made it through about 2 days of it. It was, you know what my issue was the poker chip. You had to count the poker chips by feel when you're dividing the poker. If you need to give someone like 8 poker chips, you have to be able to take your hand and use your fingers to feel what 8 chips feel like, and then grab it and give it. And you have to cut them real fast and be able to know how many. And there's no way. With my dyspraxia, there is no way my fingers can do all that. And it was way over my head, like motor coordination wise. But they taught us roulette, how to work the roulette wheel. They taught us some card games. They taught us the craps table, and you had to take that little stick and pull the that marker back. Casinos are casinos for me are relaxing because Vegas was such a positive experience for me. And they have them everywhere. They have them at the 7-Elevens. They have them in the supermarkets. It's that ding 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 out like in the background. That noise is so soothing to me when I hear it. And when I left Vegas and I was in like places that had those machines in them, even if it was just like a little gas station, it was like medicine. It would take me back to Vegas, just that noise, and I would get that feeling of that positive feeling I had from Vegas. So I love being in casinos, just for the ambiance, because I'm so used to it. And when in Vegas, everything is in a casino. Your movie theaters, your stores, your restaurants, your bowling alleys, your dance clubs. If you're meeting friends out to do anything, like 80% of the time is going to be in a casino. So you're always walking through these lobbies full of these machines. Yeah, when you get off the plane, right. Oh, you're making me miss it. I did so well in Vegas because it's such an extroverted, it's a people-oriented city, and everybody is from somewhere else. So everybody's always wanting to get to know the people around them. Where are you from? What brings you to Vegas? Tell me about your life. What's your story? Oh, really? Well, this person over here had a similar story. Y'all two should meet. And then those two start talking. It's networked. It's community. The community builds very organically there. The nature, the hiking. Loved it. All right. Well, we're at an hour, so I'm going to wind this down for today and be out here tomorrow at the same time. 3 p. East Coast, noon West Coast. See you then, everybody. All right. Take care. Have a good Tuesday.